Hello, everyone. So today I'm gonna hop in and I'm gonna try using Thesis out to give us our daily market intelligence report. Uh, so give us a summary of everything that's happened last day, looking at some on-chain data and off-chain data to give us a breakdown of what's going on in the crypto world right now. Um, let's run through this. Obviously, we most of us that are glued to our computer screens all the time know we'll probably tell you the real-time price of Bitcoin to the tick, but we can see that this price is actually pretty on the money in terms of being alive in real time. And I will head over to ETH as well, just to sort of confirm that we're in the right ballpark. Yeah, 1765. So just validating some of that data, but we see that price has been pretty good. And I think that the biggest takeaway as I was reading through this daily report overall is that while there's a lot of retail sentiment building, we're seeing smart money sort of build a let's call it contrarian view uh, on the current market, and so maybe they think that this is going to hit some strong resistance and sort of reverse, and that this temporary relief rally is not gonna move. But crypto is also pretty heavily run by your meme coin traders and enthusiasts, and what we do see is this institutional accumulation, some pretty big size positions in some meme coins. So smart money finding its way into the market. Some of the bigger cap meme coins moving. So maybe there's a bit more positivity and it's going to drive the market further up. So we also see some similar whale accumulation long positions in hype and tau, right? Definitely a lot of optimism in the alt market right now, and obviously, a lot of us that are in the alt market day in and day out know that we've been waiting a long time for alt season, right? It seems like people are building positions, expecting things to take off. So we are definitely going to want to keep that in mind as we're looking forward. Um, I think that maybe I don't think that the homes data is really necessary or durable goods to sort of uh, talk too much about our crypto, but I do think that manufacturing PMI is interesting and maybe something that can speak more broadly to the strength of the dollar, and obviously the dollar is at local lows, let's call it, right? So we do have some major moves from the Fed coming up, and so we're gonna sort of hang on through May for that news. But as we get down here, again, smart money showing a divergence from retail sentiment and major whales beginning to establish significant short positions in ETH and Bitcoin despite the recent rally. So we're gonna continue to sort of monitor how smart money is moving. They're looking for an opportunity to make money on the pullback, and we are too. Right, we are not biased long or short on the market. We are looking for any opportunity we can get, and we will take it. So currently we see strong resistance at 94 400 or so. This is going to be a level I want to monitor because it could be that we want to set some short positions in and around here, so that when we come back to support around 89 or 90,000, that those could be really good levels for us to maybe take some profit. So we'll keep an eye on those levels. It's good idea there. And then uh, huge clusters of liquidations here um, on ETH. So we're sort of at the top of a range right now, which I guess ties back into how how we were mentioning earlier that the whales are beginning to build a short position in ETH, right? So we're definitely seeing that supported here. So this might be actually a great opportunity at our current price on ETH to look for a little short. So I'm zoomed all the way in on the 1 minute charts, but oh yeah, definitely looking juicy. This can pop up here to the 1800s or so, but this 1769. I actually want to go back and check this one more time. This price really moved. Let me see, 1769. So that's good. That's good. So actually, this piece of our analysis looks like it's a little bit stale. Looks like the data is a little bit stale. Because if this was the major resistance, we've already blown through it. So we'll check back in on that a bit later and see what's going on. But um, as we're getting down to portfolio actions, reducing long exposure, considering profit taking as well, shorts accumulate. Um, Consider a hedging position above 1664. So we're well into sort of the 1700s, about $100 above that price right now. So could be that we want to consider a short position, but let's see what the whole market does overall. Monitor closely as well as there's times. A lot of volatility expected on Sol, as always. Um, So very interesting stuff. I also think that it's interesting that we have some of these other opportunities thrown in here. Is throwing 1 to 2% of our portfolio into some potential short squeeze opportunities with extreme negative funding rates. I think that is not an idea that I would have thought of on my own, right? And I might even need further instruction in order to properly execute. But this is one of the reasons why we use tools like this, is to not only sort of give us the straightforward, oh, let's go long on Bitcoin, short on Bitcoin, but actually to find opportunities that are a little bit sideways that we might not have considered ourselves, right? So overall, I think this is a pretty interesting sort of breakdown, and yeah, so I'm excited to sort of to check this out. It seems like you know. I think that one of the things that's most interesting to me here is the sort of whale accumulation of some of these meme coins. So maybe what we'll do is actually I'm going to ask Thesis to um, please give me on some of the. So I'm going to actually do a little follow up here and see if we can get a deeper analysis on some of the major meme coins. And maybe we can get some recommendation on directions to trade over there. Now, I'm not, although we were told to go to short, I think our short was supposed to come in somewhere above uh, around this range or so. I think that this really peeled off, and now it's getting into the upper end of the range here. So my buddy Haas always says, ETH is guaranteed to go to 2,700 every year. So if you're not buying ETH below the mark here, you're missing out. So we'll see if that's true. But we pull data from everywhere we can to try to get these ideas. So here we go. We got some recommendations on our meme coins. Let's go back to the top of this little report here. And here we go. Long with caution on Pepe. Interesting. Two to 3%. Doesn't tell me how much leverage to use. I see some people sitting in some minor to major losses, all over the place. Big wallet here, 6.1 million in profit with a $37 million long position. Very good. We're down into Fartcoin, and we have a strong long on Fartcoin. 3 to 4% of our portfolio. Trailing stop loss after 15% profit. So let's go over here and check Fartcoin currently at 116, and Fartcoin here. So I think that we either missed our entry, or like maybe this is stale data, or maybe we're expecting a pullback and we should place a limit order there. I think that's a little bit hard to tell right now, but it'll be interesting to track it though, because actually our entry would be somewhere in this range here. So it could be, sort of looking at 94 cents or so as an opportunity to get in if there's a pullback. So that could be a good recommendation. A little deeper down in here, we're looking at hype. Current prices $18.80 to $19. Yep, I'm about $18.92 right this second. Making a recommendation again for a strong long. Trump neutral recommendation, short-term long-term neutral on Doge. Doge is just not getting as much. There's a lot of there's a lot of talk out in the market about new meme coins, and there's always something new, and Doge is grandfather coin, obviously, but it's not Doge has sort of reached the pinnacle of its fame. I think. I don't think that it could go much bigger than the White House, right? So we have Popcat, maybe slight long, nothing too crazy. Goat telling me avoid. Conflicting whale positions with significant processes and losses on both sides indicate high uncertainty and potential manipulation. Better opportunities exist elsewhere with clearer whale consensus. If you must trade, consider only very small positions. Avoid. And then Pengu giving us a short, large, profitable short position along multiple underwater shorts. Suggests potential continued downside. So we do have a recommendation to short Pengu right there. So total meme coin exposure, the recommendation is 10 to 15% of our total portfolio. And we're going to sort of take profit 20 to 30% gains and run some trailing stop losses, which is a good practice always. So obviously Fartcoin, Hypecoin had the most hype in our little report here, and those look like the best opportunities in the market. So maybe we'll pop over here and set a little limit order for 94 cents on our little buddy Fartcoin, and I'm just going to do 5% of my little portfolio here with my take profit price at I'm going to do 115, and my Stop loss price, I'll set at 90. All right, and I'm going to place that order. Boom. So we have an order open for our right there. Perfect. And then we also we said we were going to place a strong long on Fartcoin, done hype 1880 to 19. I think that this is our perfect entry, seemingly, for hype. So we're going to hop over here to hype USD and place a long here. Again, I'm going to use 5% of my portfolio. I'm going to set my take profit price I'm going to set it at 22. Enter around 17 to 1820. I hope that we can get in at 1820, but let's see. I might have already missed that today. 1820 and our take profit price at 22 and our stop loss at I'll do my stop loss at 17. There we go. We're going to give that a shot, see how that goes. Looks about right. So yeah, that's our daily report. That was a little bit even deeper dive into some meme coin opportunities and finding a quick trade. It'll be interesting to see if those levels come back or whether we really miss those opportunities. I see that, for a couple of hours there earlier today, that 1820 level would have been really nice to enter, but obviously we might have missed that one. So anyways, I appreciate everybody taking the time to come and hang out with me. Make sure you head over to thesis.io, experiment, show us what you're working on, play around with one of the coolest market tools that you have, and unlock alpha that's right for you. All right, we'll see you soon.